This episode of Fleet Equipment's on the Road is brought to you by Wix Filters. Visit wixfilters.com for more information and enjoy the show. It's easy to get lost in the telematics shuffle, to be so focused on the data streaming off your trucks that you lose sight of what makes your fleet successful, the equipment you spec, and how it's operated out on the road. So let's slow down for a minute. Close your inbox, pour a fresh cup of coffee, and let's talk about how your fleet's data impacts the people you work with to make your business profitable. I'm Jason Morgan, and this is Alex Chrissy. We travel the globe to get our hands on the latest truck equipment and talk to the industry's best and brightest. This is Fleet Equipment's On the Road. After taking a camo-painted Freightliner New Cascadia for a spin, I sat down with Matt Pfaffenbach, Director of Connectivity for Daimler Trucks North America, and Dan Deppler, Vice President of Maintenance with Paper Transport, to talk through how to use truck telematics to strengthen your professional relationships.
Connectivity. I know we're talking about connectivity to the truck, but the kind of way I see this going is connectivity to the people. If there's a problem with the truck, you need to be connected with the driver, you need to be connected with the dealer. How do you see that evolving to be connected not just to the equipment, but to the person?
Yeah, so somebody that we were working with early on said that exact same thing. They said, connectivity is about relationships, but it seemed really flowery or really soft. And I'm like, nah, you don't understand our industry, right? They convinced me otherwise. And you're absolutely right. We don't have, one person that we're interacting with. We have people internally, so it could be an engineer, it could be a salesperson who's working with a customer, it could be somebody that's a fleet manager or maintenance manager or driver coach or a fuel economy expert within the fleet. It's a lot of people.
Do you see that impacting when you're dealing with drivers? Is it bringing people together in that regard?
Yeah, that's the most exciting piece, is the coaching that can happen with the drivers. We're fortunate with our fleet. We have a great group of drivers and a strong relationship with everybody in the office as well too. So it hasn't been a difficult hurdle for us. We do have the scorecard available to them, and they've become accustomed to that. The tablet itself is kind of a common area for everybody, and so they can see everybody else's rank right there on the tablet. There's some good, healthy competition for who wants to become the number one driver.
How do you make sure you're getting him the information he needs to be able to get the drivers information they need, whether it's right away or whether it's a week later?
So for the Detroit Analytics, that data is real time. We're capturing that data and transmit it off the vehicle as quickly as it's happening. It can allow a fleet to identify a problem much earlier on than maybe the driver's gone for 6 weeks and you realize, for 6 weeks we had an issue. You try to get that conversation to happen earlier. Yeah. The other thing, on the fuel economy scoring, we established the scorecard, if you want to call it that, the criteria for determining that, because we feel that our methodology for that is fairly solid. But on the safety side, we leave that up to the fleets.
Is the fuel scorecard, is it just specific to the fleet only? Is it only the fleet and the fleet's history and where they're going? Or you compared to fleets of your type and your application?
We get a lot of inquiries about that. In the current offering, we do not do that. But we're getting enough interest in it that some customers will say, hey, can you anonymize some data? Right. And then allow us to do comparison to similarly equipped fleets or similar routes or whatever. So we're currently exploring that idea.
For even more connection-making content, head over to feontheroad.com.